So you can write the 4 in here. You can make it as 4 to the power of 3. Because this is the numerator will be the power, and then the denominator, it will be the root. The number 2 in here, it will be optional for you. You can write it or not, because if you only write it as root of 4 to the power of 3, you know if it is square root. So you can solve the 4 to the power of 3 first. 4 to the power of 3, it will be equals to 64. So now you can find the square root of 64. Square root of 64, the answer, it will be equals to 8. So the answer for 4 to the power of 3 per 2, the answer will be equals to 8. This is the first method. There is another method that you can use. You can change the base number. The base number for the question 3 is 4. You can change the number 4 into another index number. So you know that 4 will be equals to 2 to the power of 2. So you can change it into 2 to the power of 2. The number 4 get another power of 3 per 2. So we can copy the power 3 per 2. As you remember, power meet powers, we do times. So we will multiply the power. 2 times 3 per 2. In here, the answer, it will be equals to 3. So the final answer, we can write it as 2 to the power of 3. 2 to the power of 3, it will be equals to 8. So either one is okay. Is there anyone having any question or get confused? Because the question is asking for evaluate, it's supposed to be, the answer have to be a whole number, not index number. Is there anyone having any difficulties or getting confusion? Hello?
Difficulties, teacher.
Sorry? Is there any difficulties, Steve? No?
No.
No?
I can do it, teacher. All
Okay.
of them.
Okay, if you have no difficulties, good job. How about the others other than Steve? Is there anyone who get confused? No? Okay. If you have no confusion, I will move to the question 3b. For the question 3b, we have 4 to the power of 5 per 2. So the first thing, there are two ways that you can do. You can change the number into root, or you can change the base number into another index number. Either one is okay. So is there anyone having any, is there anyone who wants to try to answer? Hello? Oops, sorry. Is there anyone who already find the answer? Or maybe wants to try to answer the question 3b? Hello?
3P, teacher.
Yes, 3b. How many it
I
will be?
think 32.
Yeah, the answer is 32. Thank you. Is there anyone who got different answer or getting confused? No? Okay. Some of you already type it through the chat box. It's also correct. So let us continue to the next question. We have 9 to the power of 3 per 2. So you can use either one. You can change the number into another index number, or you can change it into a square root. That is also fine. Is there anyone who wants to try to answer the question 3C?
Teacher, 3C.
Yes, 3C. How many is it?
27, teacher.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Srini. Yes, the answer correct, 27. Is there anyone who get confused? Is there anyone who get confused? No? Okay. If no one have,
The answer is 3D. 3 out of 2 to the power is 64. And 1 to the 5 to the power of 5 per 2 is 1. 27 to the power of 2 per 3 is 9. D is
okay.
64. E is 1. F is 9.
Oh, wow. You did so fast. So for the E correct, it will be 1. For the F, you said 9. That is also correct. For the question D, I could not hear it. Is it 64? Did you say 64, Steve? For the question D?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, correct.
Yes,
Oh,
it's 64,
yeah.
teacher.
Okay, all Steve's answer are correct. Is there anyone who still get confused how to get this number or maybe have different answer? If you have different answer and you want to try to confirm with me which one is correct, that is okay. Or maybe you want to check if your method is correct or wrong, it's okay to tell me. Is there anyone who are still confused at the question 3? No? No confusion? Okay. If you have no confusion, I will move to the question 4. For the question 4, we have this number 125 to the power of
The answer
number
for 8, the answer is gonna be 25. 32,
Okay.
3 out of 5 is 8, 64, 5 per 6 is 16.
Okay, for the question for A correct, it will be 25. For the question B,
For
and
B,
what? Mm-hmm.
8. The
Yeah,
answer is
correct.
8,
The
and
answer
also
is
64,
8.
5 per 6 is
Okay.
C is 16, D is 100, E
Stop,
is
stop.
sixty-four.
Talk slowly, Steve. Talk slowly. For
The
question for
answer
C,
for 6 is 16. 16.
16. I disagree with your answer. I don't think the question C, the answer is 16. Is there anyone who has different answer with Steve? Hello? Because I think the question C, the answer is not 16.
Because I know
Yeah, you do 64 to the power of 1 per 6 first, right? You get the answer 2. And then 2 to the power of 5, the answer is not 16, Steve.
the answer is
32.
32.
Yeah, the answer is 32. Yeah, you're correct. You do 64 to the power of 1 per 6. You finish it first, you have 2. And then after that, the number 2 to the power of 5, the answer is 32, not 16. But thank you for trying. For the question D now, is there
D
anyone who
is
already?
100.
Yeah, the answer is 100, correct.
100. E is 64. E
No,
is 64.
the E is 64. I feel disagree with your answer
Yeah.
for the question E. Is there anyone?
32.
Yeah, the answer is
32.
32. Yeah, 16 to the power of
Also, E
1 per
is
4.
7. Is 27.
Sorry, yeah, the last number is
Is
27,
27.
correct. Is there anyone who have difficulties or getting confused so far? Or is there anything that we need to discuss it more? No? Okay. If you have no question, I will move to the other explanation. We are going to use a fractional indices but using algebra, not using number anymore. But is there anyone having any questions so far before I move to the algebraic fractional indices? Is there anyone who get confused at these fractional indices? Is there anyone who has confusion or need more explanation? Hello? No? Okay, if none of you are asking me any questions, so I will assume all of you already understand and know how to do to solve the fractional indices using calculator. There are two ways. You can change the base number into another index number, or you can change the power into root. Either one, it's okay. So if you are using root, you can finish the root first and then you can do the power, or you can power it first and then root it later. The answer will be the same. If you have no question, I will move to the algebraic fractional indices. Oh no, yeah. Okay, sorry. We are moving to exercise 7.8 first. On your textbook, page 70. Yeah, we are going to finish the question 1 until 3. For the exercise 7.7, question 5 and 6, I will discuss it later. We'll combine it with the previous material about fraction indices equation later. So I skip the question 4 and 3 first. 5 and 6, I skip it. Let us continue to exercise 7.8. We have three questions. All of them are having fractional indices. All the things that you can do, you have to change all the fractional indices into a normal number, so it will be easier for you to calculate. Now 27 to the power of 2 per 3. How many is it?
It's
27?
9, teacher. 9, teacher.
Yeah,
9,
okay,
teacher.
okay, 9.
9
Okay,
divided
slow
by 9
down,
is
slow
1.
down. Yeah, okay,
9
thank you.
divided by 9 is 1.
Okay, 9 per 9, which is equals to 1. Is there anyone who get confused to get 9? Is there anyone who have any
No.
confusion?
Don't
Okay.
get confused, teacher.
I know Steve have no confusion, but I'm asking your friends. Is there anyone else having any confusion?
No.
Yes, PP.
Oh, is it you just?
How to get 9?
I get it about the 3 power of 2. That one 27.
Hmm?
27.
Okay, so maybe if you want to change it into square root, the 27 in here, for the numerator, it will be power. For the denominator, it will be the root. If like this, you can do the power first or root first.
Oh,
In here, I will
okay,
just do
never
the
mind,
root
teacher.
first. Okay, I will do the root first. Cube root 27, the answer will be 3. And then 3 to the power of 2, the answer is 9. That's why in here I have 9. And then for denominator, we have 3 to the power of 2. 3 to the power of 2 means 3 times 3. 3 times 3 will be equals to 9, and then correct. 9 divided by 9, the answer will be equals to 1. Is there anyone having any question so far? No? Okay. If you have no question, let us move to the question B. For the question B, we have 7 to the power of 3 per 2 divided by square root of 7. How many it will be? You can change the root into power, it's okay, or you want to change the fractional indices into root, that is also fine. But I think in here I will just change all of them into indices. So 7 3 per 2, it will be remaining the same. You know that square root of 7, we can write it as 7 to the power of a half. So I have it as 7 to the power of 3 per 2 divided by 7 to the power of a half. Division. When we have division, what do we do to the power? When we have division, what do we do to the power?
Subtract.
Yeah, okay. When we subtract them, so we will have 7 to the power of how many? 3 per 2 minus 1 per 2. How many it will be? 3 per 2 minus 1 per 2. How many it will be?
2 per 2.
Yeah, the answer will be 2 per 2. 2 per 2 is equals to 1. And then now the question is asking evaluate. If evaluate, it will be better if you answer it with number without power. So you have to write it as 7 only. No need the power 2 per 2 or power 1. Is there anyone having any questions so far, or my explanation is too fast? Is there anyone who have any confusion? No? Hello? No confusion? Okay. If you have no
Teacher.
confusion, yes?
Teacher,
Let me
why
answer the same thing. Let me
teacher,
answer the same
why
thing.
square root of
Okay, wait,
teacher,
Steve.
why
Wait, yeah, Steve. Let Dave ask first. Okay,
teacher,
yes, Dave, what is your
why
question?
square root
Yes.
why square root of 2 become 7 power by 1 by 2?
Which one? Did you ask? The 7? Square root of 7.
Yeah, yeah, why square root of 7
When we have
become
a
7?
to the power of a half, last week discussion, when we have a to the power of a half, it will be the same thing as we square root the a. That's why now I have square root of 7. I can change it into 7 1 per 2. Or if you still do not believe, if there is no power at 7, there is a hidden power which is power 1. Square root, it means there is a number 2 that it's optional for us to write. So now we can write the power and the root as fraction. The power will be at numerator, the root will be
Percentage.
at denominator. That's why we have 7 to the power of a half. Okay, is it clear? How about the others?
Understand.
Okay, how about the others? Is there anyone else having any question? Before I move to the question C, it's okay to ask me rather than you are confused by yourself. No confusion? Okay. If you have no confusion, I will continue to the question C. We have 4 to the power of 5 per 2 divided
Yes.
by 4 to the
32
power of
divided by 8 is equals to 4. 32 divided by 8
2,
equals
teacher.
to 4 for 1C.
Okay.
4.
Can you
Teacher,
repeat
the
again?
answer.
Okay, can you repeat again? 4 to the power of 5 per 2 is equals to how many, Steve?
2. 32. 32
Okay, 32, correct. And then after that,
divided by 8. 32
32.
divided by 8.
How did you get 8? Can you tell me how did you get 8?
4 square. No, it's 16.
Yeah, it's
32
16.
divided by 16 equals to 2.
Okay, good job. Is there anyone else having any question or confusion?
2,
Is there-
teacher.
yeah, the answer is 2. Is there anyone having any confusion? No? Okay. If you have no confusion, let us move to the question D. For the question D, we have 16 to the power of 3 per 2 divided by 2 to the power of 6. How many it will be? You don't always have to find how many is 2 to the power of 6. You can make all of them into the same base. Yes, Crystal?
No, teacher.
Okay. So in here, you don't always have to find the value
64
of each
divided by
number.
64 equals to 64 divided by 64 equals to 1.
Okay. So in here, for the 16, I will change it into 2 to the power of 4. Get another power 3 per 2. I will write it as 3 per 2 because sometimes when you change all of the number into all of the index number into a whole number, the calculation will be big, so you can keep it as index number. We have 2 to the power of 4, get another power of 3 per 2, we can simplify it become 2 to the power of 6, right? 2 to the power of 6 divided by 2 to the power of 6, the answer will be equals to 1. Is there anyone who has any confusion or maybe get a different answer? I make a miscalculation or anything in here? Is your answer same with mine, Steve? 1?
Yes, it's the
Okay.
same.
Okay. How about the
Teacher yang
others?
B itu hal lagi teacher.
Oh, the B.
Aku bingung teacher.
Okay. B ya? B. The 7 to the power of 3 per 2.
Ya,
Okay, let me repeat the question B. For the question B, we have square root of 7. Yesterday, we already learned when we have a to the power of a half, it will be equals to square root of a. That's why in here, for square root of 7, I will change it into 7 to the power of a half. Or if you get confused, you can take all of the number from the 7. 7, if there is no power in here, in that number, it means there is a hidden power which is power 1. Square root, we can write it as only root 7 or we can write it with number 2. To make it visible or clear for you if it is to the power of a half, I will write it as square root. I write the number 2 on the root. So it will be visible as square root of 7. If you still confused, you can check the 27 2 to the power of 3. The number 2 and the denominator, I take it from the power from 27. And then the denominator 3, I get it from the root. That's why in here, if I have square root of 7 to the power of 1, I can write it as 7 to the power of 1 per 2. Now we have indices with the same base, and then we have division. remember division using indices, we can directly subtract the index. So in here I subtract the 3 per 2 with 1 per 2. 3 per 2 minus 1 per 2, the answer is 2 per 2. 2 per 2 we can simplify it as 1. 7 to the power of 1, the answer will be 7 still. Do not write the answer as 7 to the power of 1 because the question is asking for evaluate. Evaluate means no power on the answer. Is it clear or is it more making you more confused?
Clear, teacher.
Okay. If no one have no confusion, let us move to the question E. For the question E, now we have 27 to the power of 5 per 3. We can simplify it become how many ya? You can keep it as index or you can keep it as a whole number. Either one is fine.
3 and 3.
3 and 3.
So like become 3.
Okay.
3 power
Oh,
3 in the bracket.
okay. 3 to the power of 3 and then in the bracket of 5 per 3. We can simplify the power. For the numerator, we will have it as 3 to the power of 5. So we can keep it as 3 to the power of 5. Now for the denominator, we have square root of 9. Square root of 9, the answer will be equals to 3. So now we have 3 to the power of 5 divided by 3. The answer will be equals to 3 to the power of 4. 3 to the power
I
of
have
4.
question, teacher.
Oh yeah, what is your questions, Dave?
1D, teacher. 1D.
Okay, 1D. Can you tell me which part that making you confused?
Q. Q.
Huh? Okay, let
Go on,
me
teacher.
repeat again. For the question D, we have 16 to the power of 3 per 2. As you know, whenever we have fractional indices, we can use two ways. You can change the fraction into root or you can change the base into another index number. For the question 1D, I change the base number into another index number. 16, it will be equals to 2 to the power of 4. And then the 16 get another power of 3 per 2. That's why in here the 2 to the power of 4 get the power of 3 per 2. Using the index laws that we have learned, power meet powers we do times. So we times the 4 and 3 per 2. 4 times 3 per 2, the answer will be equals to 6. And then the denominator, we keep it as indices. We keep it as 2 to the power of 6. Now we have 2 to the power of 6 divided by 2 to the power of 6. Numerator and denominator is having same numbers, so when we divide them, the answer will be equals to 1. Is it clear or is it still confusing for you, Dave? Dave?
Clear, teacher. Clear.
Okay, if it is clear, I will continue to the next question, to the question E. But is there to the question F? Before I move to the question F, is there anyone having any? Oops, sorry. Is there anyone having any question regarding the question 1E? Is there anyone having any question? No? Question? No question? Okay. If you have no question, let us move to the question F. For the question F in here, we have 6 to the power of 4 per 3 divided by 6 to the power of 1 per 3. When you see the base is already in the same number, you don't have to change the fractional indices into a different whole number. You can directly use the index laws that you have learned. 6 to the power of 4 per 3 divided by 6 to the power of 1 per 3. Division using indices, we can subtract the power. 4 per 3 minus 1 per 3, it will be equals to 3 per 3. 3 per 3, it
1.
will be equals to 1. Because the question is asking for evaluate, do not write the power. 6 to the power of 1, the answer will be equals to 6. So write the answer as 6, not 6 to the power of 1. Is there anyone who get confused so far? Or maybe my explanation is too fast? Is there anyone having any confusion? Hello?
No, teacher.
Okay, if no confusion, let us move to the question 2. Let me know whenever you have any confusion, yeah? Okay, for the question 2, we have a same base with a different index. So use the index laws that you have learned. It will be 5 to the power of how many? 5 to the power of how
One by
many is
two
it?
two two two
Huh?
two power by 2.
Yeah,
Power
6
by
per
2.
3. 6 per 3 which is equals to 2. Read the question is asking you to evaluate. When the question is asking you to evaluate, do not write the answer as index number, but write it as a whole number. How many is 5 to the power of 2?
5.
25.
5. Okay, correct. Yes, is there anyone who going to ask me question before? Sorry? Someone called me before? Is there anything that you need to ask? Hello? No? Okay. If no question, let us move to the question 2. For the question 2, we have 4 to the power of 1 per 4 times with 4 to the power of 1 per 4. So you have the same base. You can simplify this multiplication using the rule that you have learned. So it will be 4 to the power of how many?
Half. Or to
Yeah.
the power
Yeah,
of
it will be
number
4 to the power of a half. How many is 4 to the power of
2.
half?
2.
Yes, good job. Is there anyone who have any confusion so far? No? Okay.
No, teacher.
Okay, let us move to the question C. For the question C, we have 8 times 2 to the power of negative 2. You can change the 8 maybe into another index number. How many is 8 to the index number?
2 power 3.
Okay,
2
so
power
we
3.
have 2 to the power of 3 times with 2 to the power of negative 2. How many it will be?
2.
Yeah, it will be 2 to the power of 1, or we write it as 2. Is there anyone having any confusion so far? No?
Teacher, if I make 2 to the power of negative 2 into fraction,
Yeah, it's okay. There are so many ways. That's why you can use any of the rules that you have learned as long as you follow the rules. So there will be so many method. It will be correct still. So you change the how many 2 to the power of negative
Teacher,
2 into 1 per 4, right? Yes. What happened?
yes, teacher.
if I change the 2 to the power of negative 2 to 1 by 4, then
Oh,
times it
that
by
is
8 is equal.
correct. All of them will be correct. Like this, right? The answer will be equals to 2. That's why I told you you have to be able to recognize all of the laws that you have learned. Maybe because if you like that's why the answer will be varied. You can change all of the number into the same base. I use the first law. If multiplication, I can add the power, or you can use the fifth law. If you have the negative index, you can make it into a fraction. So later you can use the calculation and simplify them. That is also fine as long as you recognize all of the index laws and you can use it wisely, all the method will be correct. Okay, I will move to the question D. For the question D, we have 3 to the power of 4 per 3 times 3 to the power of 5 per 3. We can simplify them, becomes 3 to the power of how many?
Wait. 3 times.
Yeah, 9 per 3, which is equals to 3. So we have 3 to the power of 3. How many is 3 to the power of 3?
27.
Yeah, okay. Good job. Let us move to the question E. For the question E, we have 2 to the power of negative 2 times with 16. Okay, I will follow you. I change the 2 to the power of negative 2 into a fraction. So it will be 1 per 4. 1 per 4 times with 16, the answer it will be equals to 4. Is there anyone having any confusion so far? Is there anyone having any confusion? No? Okay.
Teacher.
If you have no confusion, let us move to the question E.
Teacher,
Yes, Pipi?
teacher, actually, how did you make it one, one,
9. Okay. For the question D,
4?
for the question D, we have when we have multiplication, we just need to
No,
add
no,
the
I meant
index.
I meant E.
Oh, E, sorry. For the E, we have 2 to the power of negative 2. Later, please kindly check all the previous PowerPoint that I already shared through the Google Classroom, yeah, because I already write all of the laws. So in here, we have 2 to the power of negative 2. When it is negative, you can move it into a denominator, but the negative will be gone. So for 2 to the power of negative 2, we can change it into 1 per 2 to the power of 2. So after that, 2 to the power of 2, you know it is equals to 1. It is equals to 4. That's why for 1 to the 1 per 2 to the power of 2, we can write it as 1 per 4 times with 16. So we can do 16 divided by 4, which is equals to 4. Is it clear or is it still confusing?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can use.
Teacher,
Okay. I told you there are so many methods. You don't always have to change the negative index in here into a fraction. If you want to change the 16 into 2 to the power of 4, that is also okay. So now you will have 2 to the power of negative 2 times with 2 to the power of 4. Multiplication, we add the power. Negative 2 plus 4, the answer will be 2. 2 to the power of 2, the answer will be equals to 4 still. So there are two methods. Either one it's okay. You can pick which one that is more comfortable for you. Okay. Is there anyone having any questions so far? No? Okay. If you have no question, let us move to the question F. We have 8 to the power of 5 per 3 times with 8 to the power of negative 4 per 3. How many it will be if we simplify it? It will be 8 to the power of how many?
1 by 3.
1
Okay.
by 3.
8 to the power of 1 by 3. How many it will be?
2.
Yeah, okay. Is there anyone having any questions so far? Or is it
Teacher.
no? Okay.
No, teacher.
Okay, if nothing is confusing, I think we can continue to the question 3A. Let us simplify the numerator first. How many it will be if we simplify the numerator?
6 per 2, right?
2 to the power of 6 per 2.
Okay, 2 to the power of 6 per 2 divided by 2. So it will be 2 to the power of how many?
6 by
2.
2.
Okay, 2 to the power of 2 is how many?
4.
I think
Okay. How many? 2 to the power of 2 is equals to 4. So far, is there anyone having any question, difficulties, or confusion?
No.
No? Okay. If you have no confusion, I think that's all for today's class. At home, please kindly try to finish until question F, and maybe you can read the algebraic fractional indices on your textbook page 12. Sorry, chapter 12. Wait, what page is it? Later, I will tell you which page that you have to read through the Google Classroom. So tomorrow we can continue to solve the algebraic fractional indices. Okay. Oh, you are still confused with 2B. Okay, for the question 2B,
Teacher.
if you have no question, you can leave the class. Good morning and thank you, students. I will explain to those who are still having any question. You can stay and let me explain to you.
Good morning again, teacher.
Okay, bye-bye. Have a nice day.
So itu kan nggak ada kelas, Sir.
Sorry?
Tomorrow, right?
Huh?
Activity week, teacher. No class, right?
No class. Yeah, no class.
Because teacher said this teacher gonna discuss tomorrow.
Oh,
Okay then.
oh yeah. I mean Friday.
Ahead
I mean
activity.
Wednesday. Wednesday then. Okay,
No,
Wednesday.
tomorrow why teacher? Tomorrow.
Have like an activity.
Thursday also.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess there will be 2 days.
Oh,
Yeah, an activity. Okay. Okay. So for
There-
those who are still getting confused at the question 2b, for the question 2b, you have 4 to the power of 1 per 4 times with 4 to the power of 1 per 4. Same base. When we have the same base, we can simplify the power by adding them. 1 per 4 plus with 1 per 4, it will be 2 per 4. The 2 per 4, we can simplify it into a half. Remember, when we have a power a half, it will be the same thing as we square root the base number. It is 4 to the power of a half. So the answer will be the same thing as square root of 4. Square root of 4, the answer will be 2. Is it clear enough, or is it still confusing for those who are still staying in the class? Clear? Okay. If you have no question, I think that's all for the today's class. If you still have any confusion, you can stay